Hello and welcome to this episode of Stop Winging It. My name is Mike Carver. I'm with Wingman Associates, and we're a strategic coaching firm. This is episode 4, the final of our 4-part series on people management. And today we're going to talk about letting people go. How do you fire somebody? So first of all, your blood pressure just went up a little bit, right? Even thinking about having to let somebody go causes, a little bit of anxiety. And that is normal. It's a normal human emotion because you're about to get into a polite confrontation with somebody for reasons that hopefully you've outlined, and we'll talk about that, what's been going on. But you might be asking yourself, is there a right or a wrong way to do this? Legally, professionally, ethically? Am I doing these things the right way? And the answer is yeah, there are right ways to do this, and there are really poor ways to let somebody go. And so take a breath. And we're going to walk through some things that might keep you in control of these conversations a little bit better. So the first thing I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, right? Watch the first 3 of these videos that we've done. We talked about hiring and retaining and the total compensation. And if you do those 3 things well, then you got a better chance of not having as many of these conversations when it's all said and done. So let's review a little bit about what we've talked about so far. First of all, culture really matters. People stay or leave an organization because of culture, and culture alone sometimes, regardless of how much money they're making. That's just the truth. So you want to hire to match your why and your core values, right? We talked about that in hiring. Make sure that you understand the 4, 5, 6 things that are really important to you, and you're bringing people on to match that up, okay? Set expectations, be consistent, right? Be sure there's clarity on the roles and responsibilities for the position in question, not the person in question. Be agnostic about it for the position that you're hiring for. What are the clear roles and responsibilities there? Provide great training, great benefits if you can, and wherever possible, super attractive, market competitive compensation, right? Do those things well. Seek feedback and review performance often. Look, this is often, I think, overlooked. The time of an annual feedback, annual performance review, that's gone. People won't wait a year to be told how they're doing. It can't happen. It's got to be continuous. You got to have a system in place and a process to seek out and understand what's going on with everybody. Are they fulfilled? Are they engaged? Why? Right? So and then set up rewards and recognition. And that's really important. And we just talked about that in episode 3. You've got to reward people along the way. Don't wait. Find a reason to tell people they're doing a great job. Find a reason to tell people they're doing a great job. Here's a reminder. It is never your job to change people from the inside out. It is your job to provide and reward people and train them and move them forward in a business, right? You want them to help your business do well. And if you do those things well, what you can't do is hire somebody and go, I think they're going to be great if we can just fix this one thing. If we can get them to do this, we'll be okay. You can't educate and train for, and you can't force intelligence, passion. You can't force people to be great in a certain way. You can set up an environment by which they'll be fully engaged and trained and valued. That's your job. Your job is not to hire people and change them. Just make sure we understand that. But it's going to happen. And you're going to come to a point where the rubber meets the road. You got to have this conversation. We're at an impasse. We got to go a different way, right? Things aren't matching up. This can come down one of 2 ways, but here's the most important thing. Be confident, be concise, be calm, right? Confident and concise and calm. One way, look, they broke a rule, a non-negotiable company policy. They broke a rule and you got to let them go. Here's what's important here. You got to let them go. At this point, if you don't, and things can change and there could be circumstances here, but for the most part, if you don't do it, then the rules become, like Captain Barbosa says, more like guidelines. That's not a good thing, right? Now they're flexible. So just be aware. They break company policy, they break a rule, you got to follow through. But more often than not, it's just come to a point. You've done all you can. You set them up, you did well, you had them with core values. You trained them, you did all you could, and it just kept falling short. For whatever reason, they didn't match up attitude, productivity, whatever it was, a sense of urgency. And now you gotta part ways because you've spent enough time, right? You're covering for them, their work's being shifted. Bad things are continuing to happen because of that. And it's your responsibility to the organization to get the right person back in the right seat. Now you got to be calm and you got to be collected here. And you go back to the beginning and you say, we've had this conversation multiple times. We put you on a bit of a performance program. We've had everybody involved. It's just not matching up for us. And we're going to need to let you go because we value these things that we talked about the day we hired you. And we've just never seen them come to pass with you and this organization. And because we value them so much, we got to make a move here. Here's what's really important. Hire with integrity on the way in, fire with integrity on the way out. Help them. Find a way right now to have them leave with integrity. You know what? You've been really good in this area. I think it would be better if you found a job that helped you and you were able to do these kinds of things. I'd like to help you find a different job, or I'll be a reference for you because I think you're really good at this. And so they go out with their head held high and they feel like they have some integrity left, right? They're not worthless. They're people. And so treat them well on the way in and treat them well on the way out. It makes a big difference. At the end of the day, follow your system, follow your processes, tie everything back to your core values. Look, none of this is meant to be super exhaustive, but these are great tips. And over the course of this 4-part series, if you've liked some things that you've heard, please, again, comment and subscribe and follow us. And if you want to learn more and go deeper on any of these topics, that's what we do here at Wingman. We'd love to come alongside you and work together.